People realized we're actually getting sicker during our lifespan. And in the last 10, 20 years, there's a very obvious rise in chronic disease. And at the same time, there is definitely a rise in all kinds of mental wellness issues, depression, anxiety, and especially stress. And some of the stress is the stress to do with chronic disease, but a lot of economic uncertainty has also brought stress to people. So these issues is not really addressed by the medical system, and so there leaves a big gap for industry to step in to meet this need.
So to that point, then obviously you mentioned a number of reasons why people should be paying more attention to wellness. What are some of the trends that you're seeing to really respond to these problems?
There are all kinds of trends, and in terms of mental wellness, definitely meditation, there is a big uptake, and as a practice, and even though it's been around for several thousand years, and in the Eastern tradition, and so there are businesses that's stepping in to help people do it through apps or different types of gadgets that will help you. So there is a market for that, and then there are obvious things like being in nature. But now people are creating this concept, which is called forest bathing. So being in nature and being very mindful about what you're experiencing. And of course, there are all kinds of fitness fads, and now people are paying more attention to sleep and the whole concept of circadian rhythm and how the circadian rhythm is being affected by different kind of lights exposure, and how our circadian rhythm may determine when's the best time for us to eat or work or sleep as well.
Now, you have to think, this is a lot of information now. We have more access to more information. It can be very overwhelming for people. On top of that, you have social media influencers telling you things, celebrities. What's your idea of how all this is changing the industry for better or worse?
There are a lot of celebrities in niches like fitness. Of course, some people will follow their yoga guru, their spin guru. And then we have the sort of the bigger mega celebrities like Oprah is really, talk about a lot of mental wellness issues. And of course, Deepak Chopra has been around for a while. And then we have people who love to laugh at, Goop and Gwyneth Paltrow. And so, some of them, they are promoting. I think, we like to make fun of some of the extreme cases. But when it comes down to it, the message they're promoting, when you kind of strip away all the crystals and, all the extreme stuff, it's really eat better, eat more, less processed foods, and try to lower stress in your life, and have more movement, exercise, and have healthier relationships and sleep. So, all those things are pretty obvious. We should know them. And so, in a way, a lot of these celebrities bring the attention to those things. And if you, not pay attention too much of what they're really selling to popularize these concepts, I think it's a good thing.
And now, you mentioned Gwyneth Paltrow Goop, and it does get a lot of criticism for really being out of touch, unaffordable, accessible for the average person on their average salary. Talk about the criticisms that come with that, and is that fair? Is it doing some good?
I think the person of Gwyneth Paltrow certainly personify that, because she is already a celebrity, and then a rich white blonde woman, and so it's very easy to make fun of her. But I think there are certain, and then of course she promotes some pretty ridiculously expensive things on her website that most people are not going to be able to afford, or the events that you can pay to go to, they're super expensive. So, but you don't have to do those things to be well. And she is probably one of the earlier persons to really promote yoga, for example. And so, I have mixed feelings about people like that, but there's a whole industry of making fun of people like that. But I would say, don't throw the baby out with the bathwater.
Now, clearly people are seeking these wellness gurus out because there's some unmet need, as you mentioned, that they're not getting with traditional doctors. How do you get them all on the same page so that you're not having large groups of people sort of wandering in the dark looking for information, and medical professionals are still not meeting those needs either?
I think the medical professional for the longest time is set up to deal with acute conditions. And so they tend to, when we go in, they tend to measure your metrics, blood pressure, all kinds of things. And they're looking for, oh, is there an illness to treat, or are you on a trajectory of illness? And then, we get used to getting pills dispensed, like, oh, high blood pressure, give me pills. And so not all the doctors are really equipped to talk about lifestyle. And lifestyle medicine is actually a field, but not many people are actually certified in that. And so there's also the concept of food as medicine and exercise as medicine. These are not new, but actually most doctors are not trained to counsel patients in those things. And so in general, if doctors do more of that and understand and promote those lifestyles, maybe people don't have to go to social media for those information.